Well, if I can find a cue action from somewhere, then I'm going to love it.
The backlash makes me horny.
We're up for the banter.
It's a comedian.
Hello, welcome back to That Just James Show, podcast for the geezers.
And their birds.
As ever, I'm joined by Romford's numero uno in the podcast game. It's Chrissy White, a.k.a. White Boy. What's happening, mate?
Hello, Mr. James. How are you?
I'm good, man. You all right?
How's your legs?
I'm aching. I'm really hurting.
Put it into context for the people.
So, we put a little football team together yesterday to play in a charity football tournament. We were all in our mid-30s.
Yep.
And we played against teams that were all 19-year-olds.
Yeah.
We literally got spanked by a load of teenagers. I felt like Philip Schofield. Did you see that one lump? Geezer, did you see?
The big boy.
Mate, I had a shot and he caught me off guard and he barged me to my shoulder. I went flying into the side of his...
Yeah, but so, first of all, Rudsey got sent into the balls over there. Then I turned around, you got sent into the balls over there. They were big boys, mate. It was just the speed of it. Mate, first of all, I had a fucking great day.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah, you had a good...
Look, I haven't played football. The last competitive game of football I played, I was 17 years old, right? And I was not good.
I've got to be honest.
I was
so
not
we
good.
got our team of 7 together, right? I didn't even ask White Boy because I think, he don't really play football. So, and then he calls me up. He goes, I'm going to play in this football tournament.
I was like, let me play for banter.
And I was just like, obviously, I can't say no to like one of my best friends and my co-host on That Just James Show. So I was just like, oh, yeah, go on then, mate. Yeah, I said, we've already got 7. He goes, yeah, no, it's fine. And I'm like, it's not really fine. But yeah, no, it's cool. So we played, and I've got to say, mate, I don't know what I was expecting.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, we do not need a bald Peter Crouch. That does not fit our style of play. Do you know what I mean? We need technical players. He come over, and he was a player of the tournament. I was honestly, when I see you kicking a ball when we was warming up, I'm like, oh no, yeah, he can play.
Yeah, mate.
And you can't just play. You're a top goal scorer, 4 goals. I only got 1 goal.
Yeah, mate.
So
I think I had 8 shots and scored 4 goals.
Yeah, you were brilliant, mate.
Thanks, mate. I appreciate it. Look, for me, I know what the problem was, right? So I was a fat kid, and then I went straight from being a fat kid to a sesh head.
Yeah.
So I never had any stamina or athletic ability.
Yeah.
You know, like we're looking at these kids, they're 19. They're like peak, just like they've got loads of energy. You know what I mean? New bit of testosterone coming through them and they're fucking up. I never had that.
We literally, the first game, we probably played the first game. So there's a group of 5, yeah? There's 5 teams in this group. And they put us, those old Josh's team, put them in the good group because I don't know, they thought that we'd be really good.
There was a load of vets playing over there that we should have definitely been playing against.
They were more our age range, you know what I mean? And anyway, first game, we played probably the best team there.
Yeah, and we could have easily won that game.
So, and we lost 3-2. And we nicked a goal like last couple of minutes.
And hit both posts.
And then we're running around. Like, we're like, right, we can make this 3-3. And then we're like really up for it.
Yeah.
We're like, come on, boys. Come on. We're like, okay, ref, how long's left? He's like, 1 minute. I'm going, 1 minute. Come on, boy. It was like we were going into battle. You know, like 300. When it's like, this is Sparta.
Yeah.
That's what I was giving a rallying call. And we were just all real out for it. Anyway, the ball comes over. They was about to have a shot. I'm playing at the back, obviously, as I do. I go sliding in. I somehow managed to take out the Shermanator.
Right, badly as well.
How much did I mash up his leg?
Mate, his leg is going to be in bits
I
today.
don't know if he's going to be able to walk today.
He's probably not going to work.
And the funny thing is, we was in the changing rooms before, and he goes to me, "Do I need to wear shin pads?" I was like, "Nah, mate, nah, of course you don't. There's no sliding today."
Mate, 2 big stud marks straight across his shin.
20 minutes later, and he
Good
said,
job, he's
he
tough.
goes, it's lucky my leg weren't planted. He goes, because that could have stabbed my leg.
Yeah.
And I felt so bad after.
Yeah, no, he took it well. You felt bad, though.
I
You're
felt
walking,
bad.
you, mate. I was like, Jamesy, just get over it, mate. He's okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to go home.
No,
at
because
one
he's
point.
quite a tough kid.
No,
and he was
it's
like,
good job he's tough.
He's
That
like
revived
rolling
me up.
about, and I'm like holding him on the floor, and I'm like, mate, I'm so sorry.
Your missus was like, oh, is that why you two were cuddling on the pitch?
Yeah.
But best part of the day for me, Obviously, apart from being MVP and top goal scorer, and proving to myself and all my friends that I've actually got a bit of athletic ability, which was fucking incredible for me. I turn round, my little cousin.
Your little cousin's playing.
Is playing in the top. I'm like, yes, had no idea. My dad come over, my missus come over with my boys, and I got to play against H. So he's 19.
Yep.
Playing against his team. At this point, we've lost our first 3 games. His team had lost their first 3 games, but this was the only one that mattered to me. You know what I mean?
We had to win one.
We had to win. So I started, he started. We're having a little battle against each other. I scored an absolute screamer and scored a penalty, missed a penalty as well, but luckily I got redemption and scored the second one. And then it all kicks off, didn't it, mate?
It all kicked off.
I didn't actually see what happened, right?
I didn't see what happened. I just backed the Shermanator.
I saw the Shermanator push one of my cousin's mates, yeah. And then
we've got to put that in context, though. This is a 35-year-old bloke pushing a 19-year-old.
19-year-old guy, right? And then, but all I've seen is my cousin just lose his shit, right?
I lost my head. I'm like, these 19-year-old kids, even I'm going, who's pushing her?
Yeah. Right, I'm standing on the sideline, holding my baby, standing next to, like, bearing in mind, my cousin, like, the older one, whose boy is my cousin I'm talking about on the pitch, I coached these kids from 6 all the way up to 18. right? Yeah. He was their manager. He's not anymore because they've turned 18. Yeah. He ain't doing men's football. He's going, so H is going, tell you, mate, why is he pushing the fucking, he's fucking 38 or whatever, yeah? And my cousin's gone, mate, what are you talking about? Use a men now. If you're giving it, you got to back it. Yeah.
I did think that.
Exactly. It's not like a 21-year-old and a 12-year-old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a big age gap. But, mate, use her out and about. You're all drinking in pubs. If it's men, you got to have it.
I think how it started is this kid, the Shermanator, allegedly said that he sort of barged past him.
Okay.
So that's how it started. He was like, don't push me, like I'll push you in, and he pushed him.
Okay, so I never saw the cause of the thing.
So I think but then I was talking to the geezer, he goes like, no, I didn't. But sometimes you do that when you're young. It's like, you'll give a bit of ag, but then you'll play innocent.
Yeah.
And be like, come on, I'm only a kid, you know what I mean?
Okay, but he backed it.
But there was I'm inclined to believe the Shermanator's account of things.
Okay.
But anyway, this kid that supposedly barged past the Shermanator.
Yeah.
So then I'm getting involved, and I think, well, I'm not gonna push or whatever. And then he was wearing a chain. Yeah. And I was like to him, oh yeah, no. I was like, mate, and he was going to Shermanator, he was going, it's embarrassing, mate. This is for charity, it's embarrassing. I was like, mate, one day you're gonna look back at that chain when you're older and you're gonna be embarrassed.
And back me up.
And then I went to him, and then we were carrying on, and I was going to him, oh, come on, man, I was just having a bit of fun with him. I was like, oh, mate, where'd you get that chain? I want to get one.
And is this the kid that come off and he was like, leave it out, mate, I listened to the podcast.
Yeah, he went, leave it out, mate, I listened to the podcast. I went, oh, sorry, mate.
Sorry about that, mate.
I'm only having a laugh.
So look.
I think we're losing listeners here.
My cousin H lost his temper, right? And we couldn't get him back for about half hour. But lovely kid. All his mates are
they're lovely kids.
I know these boys, they're good kids.
Yeah, they're good kids.
It was only a game. We was only fucking about. It was never actually going to kick off. Like, let's have it right.
You just.
But I was in a little bit of an awkward spot because I'm standing there with like the kids, like mums and dads, holding my baby. My dad's there, and it was like of all the games for it to kick off.
Yeah,
it's the family feud.
But we also really wanted to win that game.
We needed to win that game, and we won the game. Bragging rights. Forever. I'm never going to get that chance to play against my cousin again. Yeah. Can't believe it did actually happen. It was just like a stroke of luck that it did. And the fact that I scored 2 goals ain't the end of the world, is it?
Yeah. And if I didn't get his name, unfortunately, the guy with the chain.
I think it's Louis.
Is it Louis?
Yeah. Shout out Louis.
Shout out Louis, mate. And by the way, when I was your age, I wore exactly the same chain. And actually, I still wear a chain now. I just wear more of like a crucifix one. And my missus absolutely coats me for that.
Jesus
says,
much.
who do you think you are, Tony Soprano? So you never really grow out of it. Your chain just gets a little bit thinner.
Yeah.
You know, and a little bit classier, but it's still, you know. So, but yeah, shout out Louis, mate.
Shout out Louis, shout out Harrison, shout out the whole squad. It was a good game. Sorry we took the win off you, mate.
Because if it weren't for you, we would have lost against everyone.
Yeah. Oh, we got spanked in
But
that
how
last
about
game.
when it kicked off? The funniest thing was, do you know all the shouts that when you play football when you're younger?
Yeah.
You go like, "Grow up, mate. How old are you?
Yeah.
How old are you?" Like they're giving us those shouts. One of them went to the plum. He went, "Shut up, mate. You're old enough to be my dad." And he had no comeback for it. He go, "Well, look at the state you mate. You look old enough to be my dad." And I was like, "Oh yeah, good comeback.
Good comeback, mate. Yeah, smooth.
Good comeback."
Look, should we talk about the plum and the kit?
Yeah. So I mean, this is why it was largely embarrassing getting beat like 7-0 by these 19-year-olds. Is that I'd sourced the kit, and of course I sourced. Well, it was a good kit, to be fair.
Good kit, bit big.
We were the best dressed ones there.
By far.
We had all Tottenham kits from 2 years ago with numbers on the back.
Yeah.
And I'd got them off of John at Colebrook Royals. Shout out Colebrook Royals in Chigwell. Sorted me out with them. And we were the first ones to turn up. We was warming up, weren't we?
We warmed up for an hour.
We warmed up for an hour.
All the kids just showed up. They'd been up till 4 a.m. and just rolled up
and they
5
come
minutes
and
before
they
the
just
game.
rolled us, didn't they?
Yeah, badly.
Yeah, badly.
Yeah, I got limber though, mate. I think we needed that warm up. We
Yeah.
would have been in trouble if we didn't do them drills.
But you know, it made me grateful to think I'm really glad I don't play football no more.
Mate, the biggest takeaway I've got is the fact that there was a few diehard West Ham fans playing on our team, playing in full Spurs kits.
Well, this is it. We stitched them up, didn't we? We didn't
Yeah,
let them know
massively,
we was
mate.
playing in the Spurs kit.
Go and have a look on the Instagram if you want to see what happened. You know what I mean? Oh, it's probably a little while ago now, wasn't it?
Yeah. I only put it up on my close friends, though.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, because it had my number plate on the car.
Okay.
So I just get a bit prang about those
Yeah,
sort of
so
things.
basically, the Plum loves his West Ham, and
Yeah.
we played in full Tottenham kits. Didn't tell him until the day, and filmed it while he was opening up the box to the big reveal of the Spurs kit, and he was not best pleased, was he?
But do you know what? But above everything else, it made me realise, one, I'm glad I don't play football every week now, because it's male, what do they call it? Is it male fragility? Is that a term in it? Which is a bit like you're worried about your ego and
Yeah.
you want to be the most alpha male one and you want to win. And I'm not really like that in really any other part of my life other than when I play football. It's just like, just so competitive.
Not even that. It sort of showed us that we're past our best.
Of course. Yeah.
And we ain't old, but football's a young man's game.
but we are old. This
It's
is
a
the
young
thing.
man's game.
This is the thing, mate. It's like,
If we were Premier League pros, I would be like considered. I'm James Milner right now.
yeah, you
know what
are.
I mean?
Yeah.
I'm James Milner. Like what he's still playing now, that's a long career.
Well, I'm pretty sure the chat before the games was, listen, the boys, they're young, but let's bully them a little bit. You know what I mean? They was all about 6'5".
Yeah, no, they were big boys.
They was all
mate.
bigger than us.
They were big boys. It was
thought-
just the speed of it, mate. It was too fast. I obviously, like I mentioned, haven't been in a competitive football match for 20 years.
Yeah.
It was like, I've come on, right? And I was like, it was all right in the warm-up before, no one's coming at you,
Yeah.
right? I got the ball, and I was like, it was just too fast. After a couple of games, I eased into it, and I got a bit more comfortable on the ball. I realised, like, little touch, get it out your feet, pass and move. I settled into it, and mate, I'm so glad I played.
Yeah, no, it's
I
fine.
fucking loved it, mate.
We had Fat Ant in goal, who's our mate, he's a big chap, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a big boy.
I mean, you don't get the name Fat Ant by being skinny, do you? Let's have it right.
You don't.
But the trouble is, with five-a-side goals, they're obviously low goals.
But they're very wide.
They're very wide, but unfortunately, Fat Ant wasn't wide enough.
He wasn't wide enough, and he wasn't agile enough to get down into the corners.
Like they were shooting from their box. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, their keeper scored a couple.
Yeah, because it was hard for him to get down. But listen, it was great fun to see all the boys,
Mate, it was fantastic.
and it was a good laugh.
Should we tell them the name of our team?
Yeah, they them FC
Nice.
because we're collectively like the old them. You know what I mean? Them,
Yeah.
they them FC.
They, them. It's a pronouns team.
It's a pronouns thing. It's a little play on on gender pronouns.
How about one of the other teams is called Baby Oil?
Baby Oil?
Great name for a football
Yeah,
team.
great name. I think we had the best name, to be honest.
Yeah, we had the best kits, the best name, the best attitude. We tried the hardest.
Yep.
Probably brought the most supporters. Actually, saying that, it was a lot of them brought their birds over, didn't they? The youngsters. That was fun to see.
Yeah.
Just like all their mates and birds all round.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it used to be back in the day. Everyone like, yeah, football tournament Sunday. Let's have it.
Yeah.
I feel
had
like
a lot
we sort of
this
live
is how you
vicariously
knew how
through
young
them.
they was. They was like, you're the fella off TikTok. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's me, mate. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've only spent 10 years of my life trying to be a stand-up comedian, but yeah, I'm that.
You're that
I'm
TikToker.
that little sausage off TikTok. Yeah. That's me, mate. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was fun. In fact, they raised loads of money for charity, which is a good thing.
Yeah. No, it was a great day out, mate. Really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. MVP. Who would have thought it, eh?
Who would have thought it?
4 goals. Talking about being a stand-up for 10 years.
Oh, yeah.
Mate, you're just about to fucking finally crack it, are you not?
Oh, no. I don't know about cricket, mate. No.
I
but
do, mate. Look, I know for a fact you've got a big announcement. I don't know if you've already announced it.
No, it's announced now,
You've
yeah.
got a big show coming up, mate. Where are you going to be performing?
I'm going to be performing at the Hackney Empire.
How many
I
seats?
think it's on the 7th of November. Should have checked that day before starting this podcast.
7th
shouldn't
of
I?
November?
I think so.
2025?
2025, yeah.
So that'll be the day after my clean date.
Yes, it will be.
Not to make it about me or nothing.
No, exactly, yeah.
Brilliant, mate.
What a day.
How many
Come,
seats?
enjoy the show, have a couple of beers, get on the chimichanga.
And celebrate white boys sobriety.
Yeah.
How many seats, Hackney Empire?
1,200.
Oh, that's a lot of bods. A lot of bums.
That's a lot. What my idea to do it, to be honest, as you can imagine. It was something that has been a little bit bestowed upon me.
But
Because Leicester Square, London Leicester Square sold out and all the ones around London have sold out. So they're like, right, we're going to do Hackney Empire. And I'm like, absolutely fucking not. And they're like, we're going to do it. And, well, we had an argument about it and
you lost.
I lost.
Yeah.
And
Look,
now we're doing Hackney Empire.
when you're talking about
And it's
the
up
people,
for you lot to fill it.
Yeah, the people you had an argument with are people who know this industry.
Yes, they
they
do,
know what
yeah.
you're capable of, and they know you're capable of selling it out. They're not going to try and embarrass you on purpose, are they? They know you can do it. I know you can do it. Even the listeners know you can do it.
Yeah, maybe.
I think you're starting to slowly realise that you can do it as well.
No, listen, that's great. Hackney Empire, it's an iconic venue, isn't it? You know?
Yeah, mate. Big deal.
They've got, some of the people that perform there, Charlie Chaplin.
Really?
Yeah. Houdini.
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 Oh, that's my guy.
Yeah.
Slippery geezer.
Yes, Slippery Geezer, the old rabbit out the hat ones and
mate.
that.
Yeah, tie me up. I'll get out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kinky Geezer Houdini.
Mate, the thing is, he wasn't that kinky because whenever they tried tying him up, he just got out and went home. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He's into that. It was like BDSM, but you can't get me.
But Mickey Flanagan as well, you know.
Oh.
Done his, what was his show that he done there? But one of his DVDs was filmed there. But yeah, no,
was it
it's
really?
just real iconic venue. I mean, look, for me, it was always the Queen's Theatre in Hornchurch. I was like, that's what I'm aiming
That's
for.
the pinnacle.
That's the pinnacle. But it was, and I know that for some people that sounds daft, but I'm like, no, I feel like that is maybe achievable one day. Do you know what I mean? And that's like my local big theatre.
And you bang that out 2 nights in a row.
Bang that out 2 nights in a row, which is great. So Hackney Empire is something I didn't imagine I'd get the chance to do, to be honest. So listen, it still might get cancelled if we sell 200 tickets, but
Yeah.
it's happening. So
What's the cut-off? 50%?
no,
No, we're not thinking like that anyway. You're going to sell it out, mate.
So yeah, no, exciting stuff, mate.
Really exciting.
You been to Hackney Empire before?
I don't think I have.
Have you not?
No.
Is your family from Hackney?
My family's from Hackney.
Yeah, I don't know if you mentioned it before, actually.
I'm pretty sure my mum used to freak... the fact I'm from Hackney.
Yeah, the thing is, I'll tell you what.
Well, half of them are from Hackney, mate. The other half
Yeah, the
from
thing is
Stepney.
about me is I'm Chris White, and one thing you got to be able to understand about me is that family, they're all out of Hackney. And I wonder if he could go a podcast without mentioning his family's from Hackney,
Or shouting someone out.
or shouting someone else, or I'm a recovering addict. You know, they get them football fines lists.
Yeah.
We should start doing them.
Podcast fines.
For me, I'd like to swear less. So maybe it's £1 of charity
Yeah.
if I swear.
Yeah, try not to promote one of your fucking
you-
tour dates.
yeah.
That's on the list.
Yeah. Maybe mine are like saying any swear words, saying anything negative about myself,
Yeah.
and shouting out a tour date.
Saying that you got a small willy, that happens a lot.
Yeah, that's just like real bottom of the barrel if I'm
Yeah.
struggling for something to.
By the way, I got a small dick.
I'm struggling for a laugh. It's like, everyone, I've got a small cock. Please like me. Desperate.
Take pity on me,
What's
please.
a beg?
Yeah, that's a beggy one.
What a beggy one.
So yeah,
That's how you know I'm clutching the straws.
My family are from Hackney. Yeah,
Family from Hackney.
don't get on the gear anymore.
5th of November, that's my clean date. Yeah, we know, mate.
Coming up 4 years clean.
Yeah.
What else?
What was the other one?
Hackney. I'm
shout
not allowed
out,
to shout anyone out.
and the recovery chat. This thing, mate,
We would just sit here in silence.
without those things, this podcast would be on its knees, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So,
What else are we going to do?
yeah, well, we're going to have to maybe prep for these.
We need some more prompts. No, mate, look, I don't know about you, but I've been really thinking about prepping and getting things organised for this podcast. Like, I take this seriously, mate.
Yeah, no, you do, yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not just winging this.
No, of course you're not.
About 20 minutes before I get here, I'll start doing a bit of research, mate. I'm really into it.
I've done a couple of podcasts lately where I've been a guest, and it's a bit like, it's different being a guest on a podcast, you know.
Because you're supposed to lead it.
Well, no, it's just because I feel like super comfortable here,
Yeah.
and on that one, you're like, do you know what the tricky like questions that I've been asked on a other podcast recently has been like, what do you think about cancellation of people saying this and that joke? And it's just like, I'd love to be able to give you some great, articulate, really well thought out answer, but I can't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just don't.
Why is that? Because you have no opinion or you just don't
It's
care?
just, I
or
just
what?
think I'll just joke about what you want to joke about,
Yeah.
and just make sure it's come from a good place. Don't make it. Yeah, just have a laugh. You know what I mean?
And I
but
also-
then that said, you know, there has been a podcast where they've asked me about a certain person like that does comedy, and it's a bit like, I don't know how to maybe give an answer, talking honestly without sort of digging them out, and you know, because I don't want to be digging out other people. Do you know what I mean? Like other comedians. So
And look, you can say things. Two people could say the same thing in different ways, and it would be offensive the way you said it by one person and not offensive the other person.
Yeah.
And also, certain people can get away with saying things that other people can't.
yeah,
My old man, for example, will put his foot in it in every situation you could possibly imagine,
Yeah.
right? Someone else will say the same thing, but it won't get the same. He's just got this ability to like fucking alienate people, yeah, by accident.
it's old school though.
With like the purest heart, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? He just says things and I'm like, oh, and like, no, you've got that so wrong. You should have just said nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's not coming from a bad place.
No, it's not coming from a bad place at all. But he's got this like just ability to put his foot in it, right?
Put it this way, our old man's, if it was my dad sat here and your dad sat here, this podcast probably gets shut down pretty quickly, wouldn't it?
Yeah, 8 or 9 minutes into it,
What about
YouTube
them
would just
illegal
log
immigrants,
off.
eh? Whoa, lads, all right, keep it light,
Yeah.
Keep it light.
Look, one thing I will say about my old man, he's become a lot more politically correct, especially when it comes to race, since my missus has been a part of my family.
That's it, that's great. That's
Yeah,
great.
he's definitely waking up.
Yeah. Well, I suppose because it's, you know, his babies
Exactly
are
that.
mixed race. So
Exactly
he
that.
has a, you know, he probably wants to understand the things a bit more, and also he's in their corner as much as his own.
Exactly.
And actually more so, you know, knowing your dad, he's all about his kids, isn't he?
Yeah, I
you know
would.
what I mean?
I would probably say that my dad cares about my kids more than he cares about himself.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
He truly does. Like, mate, unbelievable grandparents.
Yeah.
They do it so much. They cannot do enough.
And
for them.
that goes for my mum and dad as well.
Yeah.
They're brilliant.
Yeah.
My dad, he's like, I mean, I've said it before, but his relationship with my son, he's like, I'm half resentful of it, to be honest. Because I'm just like,
Where was this?
why
when I
are
needed
you
it?
not being a bit of a cunt to him? You know what I mean?
Look, Matt, it's just what happens. Apparently, having grandkids is so much better than having your own children.
Yeah, and
But,
they're great.
mate, I love having kids, so
But this is
I'm
the
looking
funny
forward to
thing:
it.
is my mum with my nan. Yeah, I mean, you don't think you ever met my nan, but I don't know if I ever mentioned it. My nan's out at the East End, actually.
Is she?
Yeah, Limehouse.
I had
yeah.
no idea. But 9 of them lived in a council house.
Oh yeah.
No,
It was
you
like,
did mention it.
It was like
yeah.
slums, you know.
You did mention it.
So yeah, humble roots and all that.
Good stocks.
Good stock, you know. Yeah. Proper house all the earth. So yeah, but my mum, her relationship with my nan, who I absolutely adored, and like my nan, like for my nan, I could not do anything wrong.
Of course not.
I remember when I got done for drink driving and I was well in the wrong. And it's one of the things that I regret massively in my life. And my nan called me. She goes, you listen to me. They're fucking bastards. They're always out to get you, police. They're always there when you don't want them. Never there when you do. Or whatever. You know what I mean? The things you say. They're always looking to catch you out. Or say they felt like they're bastards. I was like, no, I was really in the wrong there.
Yeah, I drank 10 pints and drove home.
Yeah.
It was
I
my
was
fault.
a bang out of order.
Yeah.
But my mum's relationship, she was harder than my mum and like vice versa.
Yeah.
It's like my mum's the sweetest woman you'll ever meet in my life. She's like little Mo off EastEnders.
Yeah.
And my nan would always go when she was in the home, my daughter, she's there, look, a cocky little cow. My mum was the opposite of being cocky.
Yeah.
She would just like stand up for herself
Yeah.
to my nan, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's funny the different.
Yeah, the different generations, the different relationships, same people, but mate, it's very different raising a child and looking after a grandchild.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can just give them back. Spoil them rotten. My kids leave my mum and dad's house like a fucking bomber's gone off, mate.
Yeah.
He just gets everything out and then just leaves and they just tidy it up.
Yeah.
He loves it round there, mate.
Yeah. So no, good on him. Maybe that is maybe an idea one day. A little off spin. Your dad, my dad, having a chat. Could you imagine that?
I think my
That
man would
would be-
crumble, mate.
That would be. I see. My dad, he don't like anything like this.
Nah, mate,
Like,
my old
no.
man, he would be so nervous, mate. And
Yeah.
like I said, he would say some shit that he wouldn't normally say because he feels like it's on top. Maybe that's what it is. It's like nerve, social anxiety.
You say that,
and
they
then he says the wrong
they
thing.
might end up being more successful than me and you.
Like,
Could you
what-
imagine that? They do one episode of this and then bang, they get the call from GB News. On you get, boys.
Yeah, what are them two rappers?
You're going to be our new poster,
Baz and
boys.
Saint?
Pete and Baz.
Pete and Baz. It'd be like the Pete and Baz of the podcast world.
They would. Yeah, but my dad...
They've cracked America. Do you know that?
Yeah, they're good. They're great. Pete and Baz are great.
Yeah, Pete and Baz are actually good.
Pete and Baz are fucking sick. But the bars, I don't think they write the bars, do they?
I doubt it, man.
Nah.
I doubt it. Can we get them on here?
I'd love to get Pete and Baz
I
on.
reckon Pete and Baz would have it.
I don't know. I don't know if they would. They're pretty big now.
Yeah.
I'd love to get Pete and Baz on. But I don't know. But that's the thing is, I don't think they'd want to answer the questions like, "Oh, do you actually write your own lyrics?"
Well,
But I
just
think
don't
it's-
ask them that
listen,
question.
I think it's obvious that they don't.
It's 100% they don't write their own lyrics.
But
Like,
I think it
culturally,
is.
they
I think
ain't
it is
got that.
them delivering the lyrics.
Yeah, no, of course it is. They're spraying the bars.
Yeah.
They've just got ghostwriters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they're great. They're great. So
Yeah. Big Hand and what's your man's name?
John
Big Hand and John, the fucking Pete and Baz of the podcast world.
John and Andy,
John and
the John and Andy show.
that John and Andy
That
show.
John and Andy. No, I don't think they'd like that John and Andy show because those pronouns are maybe a little bit too gender neutral for them.
The
John and Andy show.
or just John and Andy. John and Andy talking bollocks.
John and Andy.
John and Andy saying it as it is.
Johnny and Andy saying it like it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't beat around the bush with John and Andy.
John and Andy.
Yeah,
but no,
brilliant.
I think my dad, this is the last thing he'd want to do.
No, it wouldn't happen. Maybe we
No,
could
it
get
wouldn't
a couple little clips. Maybe if it's like my old man was in his chair having a Baileys at Christmas or something, get him loosened up. When he's comfortable, I could get some fuck, maybe do a little interview with him, but he's not going to come here and sit in his chair. And
No,
get
I
cameras
think it
pointed
would
at him.
probably be no.
No
That
chance.
That wouldn't happen. I think it might work if maybe we went out with the dads,
That could work.
took them for a little bit of food, like a little breakfast, little fry up or something, you know, and they had a chat about us and, you know, what we're like as, they'd absolutely coat us, wouldn't they?
Hey, let's do it. Calf.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, when I've done this other podcast, I've done the Eventful Lives podcast,
Yeah.
which was really nice. Dodge Riddle, really top guy. And I drove down to Brighton. This was last week. Bournemouth. And Daddy don't work no more. And I'd just done my back in the gym and I could not walk. And I'm like, I don't really want to cancel this thing. I don't like letting people down, you know. He goes, oh, I'll drive you. And I was driving down on the way with him. And I was like, oh, well, talking about eventful lives. I'm like, I'm pretty boring, to be honest,
Yeah.
really. But we give it a go. But I said to my dad, I was like, oh, what was I like as a kid? He was like, just like you are now, really. You know, your head's all over the place. And you like to try and make people laugh. You know what I mean? Like to have a laugh.
Okay.
You know, gregarious, I think is the word.
Gregarious, good word.
Yeah, gregarious.
Gregarious character.
But yeah, held all over the place. I mean, that's my dad's way of saying
Mentally ill.
pretty bad, you know, mental health problems.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh, tick. Mental health problems.
Oh, we can't talk about mental health.
And I've got a small cock.
You can't talk about that either.
Feel sorry for me. Please like me. Please like me, everyone. Buy tickets to my tour next year.
Yeah. Chrissy's clean and sober.
Yeah. Where your family from
Hackney,
again?
mate.
Yeah. Love it. I tell you what, people that have been listening to a podcast for months will love that.
Of course they will.
Of course they will.
They'll know, mate.
They'll know.
They know the coup.
They know the inside scope. So, but it's important to remember.
Of course it is, mate.
Parents and grandparents and people that have come before us, because they sort of make what we are today, really, don't they? And I think that's why really important why you got to Remembrance Sunday, which is
Mate, we owe a lot to our previous generations. We really do.
Remembrance Sundays around this sort of time.
I think I'm going to go up there, mate, see the poppies. Are they doing anything special this year? Do you remember that when I had all the poppies coming out the Tower of London? That was
my
beautiful.
mum bought one of
wasn't
them.
it?
She's got one of them in her house.
Oh, really?
And she's got a little plaque for it.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, it's for me, Remembrance Sunday is just, I can't think of a more important thing that we celebrate in this country than that.
I can't either, mate. I always buy a poppy. And you know what? I'm one of them guys. Once my poppy starts getting a little bit, like, worn, I get another poppy. And I pay. And I don't just pay the minimum.
Yeah.
I give a nice, healthy donation. I think there's a responsibility, especially on, like, our generation, to keep that going.
100%.
Because it's getting to the point now where there's no one really left alive from World War II. But I wonder if there is.
But listen,
Everyone's got to be gone by now.
Remembrance Sunday is not just for World War II. It's for, I suppose, it's for all armed forces of all.
You're right. It is. It is.
You know,
you're right. It is.
it's for. It is. It is. It's
Yeah.
you know, Falklands and.
I just always, my head always just
Iraq.
goes to like the Great War. You know.
Yeah, of course. I think when most people think of, because I think that's where the poppies come from, isn't it? It's World War II, or
Yeah.
actually no, it might be World War One.
Maybe.
But I know it's something to do with poppies that are growing on a field. I think in France. I think that's where it.
Yeah.
After some sort of battle, but I really should have read up on that. To be honest, I should know a little bit more about that. So apologies if I've absolutely butchered that.
No, I think you're right.
But listen, Remembrance Sunday for me is just always so important. I mean, I say it I probably said it this year, like this time last year on a podcast, but you know, my two granddads fought in World War II. And I just always remember it just being such an important day. Do you know what I mean? My granddad Post, he used to cry every Remembrance Sunday.
Yeah.
Because he's...
He was remembering his pals, mate.
Well, it was actually more his brother Bill. He was a prisoner of war in Japan, Singapore, and they were transporting a load of prisoners in a boat.
They've been released.
No, they were going from like one prison
From one place
the
to
other.
another.
And the Americans thought had loads of
Troops.
like Japanese troops on there.
Oh.
And they bombed it.
No
And he died.
way.
Yeah. And if you go to Singapore, there's a
You're like a shrine.
William Black.
Really?
Yeah, William Black, Bill Black. It's his name on the memorial. And when my mum went to Singapore, she went to see it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so
Yeah, this just goes to show, mate, nothing
but
good comes from war,
every
does it?
Remembrance Sunday he would cry because he's thinking about his brother. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, I think, listen, for me, it's like I always had them grandparents where it was, you know, we had their medals, we had their stories that they would tell us. And for me, it was always very like real of like, your freedom is not guaranteed.
No, of course it's not.
You know what I mean?
And look, it comes back to me. See, like, with everything that's going on in the country at the minute, yeah, and not just the country, in the world, everyone's like so divided and for themselves, and I feel like everyone's a bit selfish. That time was like,
Yeah.
didn't matter. The class systems were just like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
We all need to come together now
Yeah.
and fight a common enemy. So it's like that common peril I was just about to mention recovery. That common enemy
Yeah.
brings everyone together, and you're fighting against something together, and everything else goes out the window. It don't matter if you're rich, poor, black, white, whatever. You all have got the same enemy, which means you've got the same goal, which is like get rid of it.
But this is what I thought was, I always was thought so selfless about my, like, just take my granddads, for example, like, they had nothing. They were real poor. And it's like, no complaints, right, we'll go fight this war. They come back, they still had nothing.
Nah.
You know what I mean? It's not like they got, what did they get? They got a medal, a couple of medals like that.
Yeah, so you got paid for it.
There you go. I think they, I don't know how it worked, but that's really what you got from it. You know, you're putting your life on the line, you get this medal, but.
And that's if you were one of the lucky ones that made it back.
I couldn't imagine now people being like, do you know what? This country, because this country had given them nothing really. Do you know what I mean? They'd given them nothing. Like, they were hard up, but they were still like, no, that's the right thing to do. That's what we're going to do. We're going to go fight there for everyone's freedom. I can't imagine now you would get a majority of people going, right, well, this country's not giving me nothing. Fuck that, I'm going to go fight your war.
Yeah.
That's probably more what you'd have now.
100%.
So how selfless was that generation? Just like unbelievably selfless.
Yeah, just like, come on, let's do it. Just all like got together. I was like, come on, let's go and have it. Because look, they was coming, mate. They were coming.
Yeah. I do hope there's no like, I mean, last Remembrance Sunday, there was marches and that, weren't there? And
What, in a bad way?
there was the Free Palestine March,
Okay.
which I've got to say, listen, what's happening over there is a terrible situation. Of course it is. But it did hurt me. It did hurt when I see people was going to march on that day and not just keep it sacred. Like any other day, go through your boots.
It's very, very insensitive to
But
do it on that day.
I've got to say,
there's
like,
already something going on that day.
I wouldn't even say it offended me. I'd say it hurt me. I was like, this like, it was a bit of a slap in the face, really.
Yeah. No,
you know what
that's
I mean?
out of order.
And it hurt me. Because I just think if you could count yourself as British, you know, you've got to respect that day. And you've got to respect the people of, really, not just like my grandparents, but loads of people that have fought in different wars of all colours and religion that have fought to keep you safe here so that you can live this life that you can here. And it hurt me. But I suppose there is that argument that really those people fought so that we could be free in this country, so that actually if you want to go and march on Remembrance Sunday, then you can.
You've got the freedom to march.
There's that argument as well.
I get you. I just think that's very insensitive.
Yeah, I think it's wrong, you know, and I don't know what's planned for this year, but I just hope it don't happen again.
Nah, I do too. So get out there and get your poppies. Support the cause.
Yeah, and just listen, 100%, you know, if there's things in the world that you don't agree with, 100%, you know, go and march and make your voice heard. But maybe just not on that day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe not on that day. If you know, if you're really count yourself as British, you should know the importance of that day, really. But there you go. Maybe not everyone sees it like that, you know? But there you go.
Nice.
How are we doing for time, Gelly? Yeah, lovely. Cool. Well, guys, that's us for another episode. If you can go buy tickets to my tour, that would be great. Second leg's on sale now. Manchester, Liverpool, Bristol, Norwich, Glasgow, loads of other places. Hackney Empire we're doing. So go to joshjamesy.com and get them tickets. What they got to do on YouTube, white boy?
Go like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell icon if you never want to miss a video.
Lovely stuff. And we see you all next week. Arrivederci.